Hey guys, what's up? It is Michael from Holiday Thrills, back with another video, and this weekend we went out to Six Flags Great Adventure, my local Six Flags park, to see what Fright Fest was all about for this year. Because last year they didn't have Fright Fest, and this year they brought it back, so I just wanted to see what it was like, because I had never been to a Fright Fest event. So this episode is going to be like a short little review, including a couple clips that I took while I was there of the event. So we'll just show that off while I review the actual event itself. So they have 9 different houses at this event, 9 different mazes. They have Aftermath, Big Top Terror, Bloodshed, Fears, Reflections, Reflections of the Dead, The Lab, The Manor, Wicked Woods, and Expedition Dino Survival. Those are all 9 that they have at the event. I actually was able to get through 8 of the 9 if you include Fears that I did earlier in like the daytime events that they had for it. So I will talk a little bit about all of them, give a little bit of a review, but for the most part an overview of the entire event. So starting off with my least favorite. My least favorite was Fears. And then also its partner in crime in the almost the exact same building is The Manor. I did not like either of these, and the group that I was with when I was there, I pretty much was like, if they mess up The Manor, like it's just your run-of-the-mill haunted house, if they mess this up, they should not have a Halloween event at Six Flags. And that was the going theme for the night. I don't think that they should even have an event here. I think that they should just bank on the whole fact that they have like A-rated freaking thrill rides in their park, and should just bank on the fact that like, oh, we have like a kid event, but we also have all of these amazing roller coasters that you can ride at night. That's what I would bank on for them. I would lessen the house load from 9 to like 3 and just have 3 really good houses, because sometimes, actually most times, quality is better than quantity, and in this case, yeah, that is exactly true. But honestly, my favorite couple houses of the night were Wicked Woods. Wicked Woods, number 1. I loved Wicked Woods. It was like this nice, like story time, but also like mythical creature type thing. So they had like sections for Bigfoot, they had sections for Bloody Mary. It was like a really cool winding through the woods trail. I actually really enjoyed that, and had some good scares, and they had that normal like that fog effect, swamp effect that you see like in almost every haunt now. It still gets me every time, except it only gets me if the scare actors know what they're doing, which that was the main problem I had with most of the haunts here, that they hire anyone and everyone. Like it's disappointing, because you have these people that don't really know what they're doing. So you have a good scare that they have lined up for them, and they decide to just hide behind a corner instead. It's just not very good. This event does not benefit from having all of these different unexperienced scare actors. It's not very good. But if I had to pick 2 other houses that were there that I actually did enjoy, I would go with Bloodshed as my number 2, which was really good. It had a good story, but it would have definitely benefited from having like chainsaws or something in it. It was just a lot of, oh, I'm standing here with like a severed arm, like, I'm in your face, like, The scares weren't great, like I said, as the going theme for this event. But then my number 3, I actually really did enjoy. It was my first time in one of these types of houses, was Big Top Terror Forgotten Carnival 3D. That was my first 3D house that I ever went through, and I actually really enjoyed the whole 3D aspect of it. There were rooms that were like really trippy going through, that kind of kept my mind off of a scare actor being in there. So it was really, I enjoyed it. Clowns don't really get to me, but I enjoyed the whole like sideshow aspect of the house, because they also had a bunch of sideshow people in as well, like the bearded lady, the snake man, stuff like that. But the rest of their lineup is just not good. It's not well themed. The story isn't there. The scare actors did not really do all that well. This whole entire event is just one bad thing after another. It's not what I expected from a large company park like Six Flags. And now let's talk about the new attractions that they had this year. So they had a new house and a new scare zone. So the new house was the lab, and the lab was, once again, another one of those things that just could not find its story, could not find its theming. There were different elements of the house that just were very confusing to me as far as, like, why is this prop here? It doesn't make sense. The scare actors not really having that great of dialogue. They had that house, I will say, had the best back and forth dialogue where they actually like knew how to respond to you, but the rest of the houses didn't really. And then as far as the new scare zone that they had this year, as this will segue us into talking about some of the scare zones that I did go through that night, their newest scare zone was Venom Gulch. Venom Gulch was like a crumbling mine shaft type scare zone where they had like a bunch of like dead miners, and the theming was good, the props in the zone were good, but it just wasn't, they weren't using the actual like layout of the scare zone to the best of it could be. Like, it was just very, once again, disappointing. I keep saying that, disappointing. The other two scare zones that I did end up getting through was Clown Town, which I actually got a really good scare in Clown Town from a stilt walker, so that was pretty cool. I did not see that he was there and just popped out of a corner, so that was really good. And then the other one was District 6. District 6 has had a really cool lighting package, but other than that, the scare actors there wasn't very many scare actors in there, so I was not the biggest fan of that one either. In total, a little bit of a breakdown of everything. I didn't get to go through any of the shows. My biggest issue with the scare zones was, number one, there was way too much light. There was way too many like actual lights, like pathway lights lit up in the scare zones. So that made it not as dark, so you could literally see that a scare actor was coming up to you, so it wasn't really all that great. And that goes for the same thing for the houses. Just way too much normal bright lights, not enough like mellow like dark lights like a blue or a red or purple, like not enough of those where lighting your path. So it just, everything seemed really bright, which is not what you want in a haunt event. It makes you be able to see too many things and see all of those little issues with the houses, which those issues were put on full scale with all of those lights. So to wrap up my little review of the Six Flags Great Adventure Fright Fest, if you were planning on going out to Fright Fest, if you're just planning on going out to there for the actual rides themselves, yeah, go do it. The waits are really high though, so I will say that. I think Ka was like 90 minutes the entire night, and Nitro was like a 70-minute wait the entire night, so I would, if you're trying to get night rides, then yeah, sure, go for it. But as far as actually going through the mazes, it was $30 for the Fright Pass for my night, and that's with the $10 discount for a season pass holder. So is it worth that much? Hell no. Not in the slightest. I would never pay that ever again for that event. That event was not worth $30. I don't even think it was worth $20. That was not great for a big company like that to be putting on a Halloween event. It's just very disappointing, and I just wanted to, this video was just a main thing just to educate you guys and say, if you're really into haunts, this might be one to skip. But thank you for joining me for this video. If you did enjoy, please make sure you drop a like and also comment what your thoughts were if you had been out to this event, or if you were planning on it, what are your thoughts about it now, and whether you're planning on going to it anymore. But as always, I'm Michael, this has been Hollow Thrills, and I'll see you guys next time.